What's up, hobby friends, and welcome back to Paint Break, the podcast where you can find a little bit of encouragement, discover new ways to make your hobby more fun, and most importantly, learn to paint bravely. Or in this case today, Brent drinking Monster Energy drinks bravely. Because those things can they can be dangerous, you know, just saying. Yeah, we got some fun hobby stuff to talk about. Been painting some stuff, working on some stuff. A lot of work getting ready for upcoming convention, Adepticon 2025, which has been pretty insane, to be honest. Got a tattoo on Monday, so that was pretty cool. Went to this awesome, like, nerdy tattoo shop that does all sorts of, like, nerd-themed tattoos. Just happens to be in my neighborhood, which is cool, and, like, really cool people and artists. So I got a whole half sleeve started, I should say. It's not done. Like, the line work was done on Monday, but yeah, trying to paint while doing that. It's been fun. So that's where I'm at. What have you been up to?
Yeah, buddy. Well, speaking of body modification, I got a bad tooth yanked out, and I got some titanium put in there instead, and it's not all the way done yet. Like, you will have to go back for a second visit, but pretty soon I'm going to have a mechanical tooth to replace the weak flesh that existed there beforehand.
Yes, the flesh is weak.
But the toothache is all gone. But no, you were showing me your tattoo, and it's got some good art going on there.
Yeah,
over the Skype cam, I was able to see some sort of a wolf and perhaps a Medusa kind of character riding the wolf.
So that's sort of.
That's my understanding.
Through the Skype cam, I could see how you could get that. So there's a fox down at the bottom, and then there's like a princess kind of thing up top, kind of representing my kids, because I've got two of them, and one of them's name is Fox, and the other one is named Alora, named after a princess.
Oh, it all has meaning.
Yeah.
Nice.
It makes sense, right? That's what they say about tattoos. Like, you're supposed to do them if they mean something. Most of the ones I've gotten have just been for fun. So this is probably the first one where I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing you do.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we're each improving ourselves in our own way, I think.
I feel better anyways, and I imagine you do too.
I feel a lot better, actually. Yeah.
You can drink your ice cold Monster. Just let it run over that post in your mouth. No
pain. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, so you've been working on any hobby stuff? You know, I mean, the dentist is fun and all, but yeah.
Well, I'm glad you asked. I got my board out in front of me, so I've got a 2x2 piece of MDF in front of me right here, and I originally purchased this board in order to do some sort of armies on parade, because that's the dimensions, a 2x2. And it's also one of the common dimensions that Home Depot will cut for you and just have ready to go. Sure. So, yeah, if you're not ready to put a 4-foot by 8-foot giant sheet of plywood or whatnot in your car, you can buy a little smaller one. And one of the standard sizes is the size for an Armies on Parade board.
Yeah.
But I never made that Armies on Parade board. Instead, what I do with it is I use it as a placemat when I'm gluing magnets to bases. So I had, last night, I had a real good night last night. You take out the 5-minute epoxy, you crack it open, and then you go. You use that whole 5 minutes, glue it. It's a little longer than 5 minutes. Yeah, once it mixes in the tip, you got 5 minutes, but you got to go fast because it's that mixing tip, that swirl, that spiral where the two parts are mixing together in the nozzle. That's got to harden up in 5 minutes, so you got to keep that plunger moving.
Dude, I just go all of it, just to get it all out, put it on a piece of cardboard and mix, because that's what you got to do. It's all or nothing with that stuff, I feel.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is the same thing you're trying to say. Is you got to go fast.
Quick,
you got to go fast. So you get your 2x2 MDF Armies on Parade work surface all set up that is currently just covered in globs of epoxy, and you get some empty model bases all laid out. The other night I was doing a lot of 32 millimeters, but also had some 25 millimeters mixed in there. And I get started by scuffing up the bottom of the bases with a Dremel, give that epoxy really some texture to grip to. Oh, man, you crack open that epoxy and you go. It is glue, 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 magnet, 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 glue, 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 magnet, magnet. And I did it. I got through a whole tube of epoxy, and I got a lot of magnets in. I probably did like 100 bases, and I only got the polarity wrong on one of them.
Oh no.
It's fine. That's fine.
That's good.
So,
that's real good. Like, just to mess up one of them, because I feel like I couldn't do that. But like, that's still a bummer.
Yeah, that's not a bad ratio. So I use my little magnetic painting handles, and the way I set them up is that the Goobertown workshop has a preferred polarity of magnets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All my painting handles that have a magnet embedded in the handle, the polarity is all the same.
That makes sense.
And so, yep. And I try to, I use one of these painting handles as a reference when I'm gluing magnets to the bottom of bases so that my bases stick to my painting handles. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But every once in a while I get a reject, a runt.
Yeah.
That's okay, though. That's okay.
Do you have like a specific, like you painted it and you put like the opposite polarity on the handle itself, so it's like up in the corner and you're like, oh, I got one of those. I got to get the special handle. You bring it down and it's like, it fits, it works.
I do have a special handle. Yes. Yeah. All of the handles are the same except for, and I'm pretty sure the handle was an accident also.
Nice.
Of like, oh, this is wrong, isn't it? So one of my handles has a big old wrap of electrical tape on it. Like, this is the
signifier, like, this is it. It's the special one.
Yeah, this is either for the magnets or the bases that I screwed up the polarity on, or if somebody else put a magnet on the bottom of the base and they're not working with the Goobertown
you better hope that
polarity.
You better hope they're in your standard. They come over like, hey, can I borrow some painting handles? Like, well, we're gonna do this great project, and it's like, I got one runt handle. Like, that's what you get.
We are fundamentally incompatible, I think. Yeah.
That's a good thing I haven't put magnets on anything, because I have no idea. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Like, that's what I'm going to do.
Now, my magnetic painting handles actually have a magnet on both ends. And so you certainly could...
reverse.
It could have been done that I'd have one of each, one of each polarity. That might have been the smarter way to do things.
It's the universal answer, right? It's the you never know kind of a prepared for all situations type thing. But it's not everything has to work out. I think if you have a very specific, this is the one we always go with, then when you're putting it in, if it sticks, that's the other side. Glue the other side. Like, if it sticks to this thing and it's just always that seems like an easy way to do it, not have to think about it. Yeah.
But hey, I got my system. Other people can have their systems, but I got a new stack of bases ready. So, we all have our little supplies of hobby tools and accessories, and I like to have a drawer filled with pre-magnetized bases. When I'm ready to stick a mini to a base, these bases already got magnets down there.
That's nice.
And they're ready to go.
Look at the stack that you have right now is pretty awesome.
This is my 32 millimeter stack. This is my 25 millimeter stack. I'm ready to go. I've got some 40s ready to go. I've got a few 50s, but these are some of the most common sizes. So that's what I keep ready to go.
Magnets are something that I've really wanted to get into. I have a couple of models that are magnetized because I just bought them and somebody tried to do that, and so that's where they are. But it's always been one of those things where, like, I'm not 100% sure which magnets to get. I don't want to screw it up and like glue 100 things and be like, well, I should have bought this other magnet instead, so it's a daunting thing to just jump into.
So I get all my magnets from eBay, and there's a couple of stores that are well. Magnet Baron, I think, is a big one, hobby-centric magnet supplier, but I normally just go on eBay because I'm always looking for like a really specific dimension. And so I have a drawer, and in that drawer I have a baking tray, and on that baking tray I probably have like 15 different sizes of magnets.
No.
And I have discovered about a handful of those that actually are useful dimensions for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And so for the bottom of a 32 millimeter base, I love me a neodymium rectangular prism, 6mm by 4mm by 2mm. Perfection.
I mean, that feels like a good set of numbers to probably easy to remember too. So that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and I a year or two ago, I did make a magnetizing your bases video where I put out some of my favorite dimensions, but there was a learning curve there, and there was an investment in magnets, so that now I have all of the wrong answers right at my fingertips, so that I can remind myself, like, no, this isn't quite right.
Yeah.
But now I know what to order.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Like, I didn't want to be that guy and have like 1,000 magnets that I don't need. And it's like, it's not that I don't need magnets. Like, I got a refrigerator that needs things to be stuck to it, and half the magnets I use that are on there don't work the way they're supposed to. So yeah, like a little super strong little magnet would be better. But it's a lot to go through.
Yeah. And there are different strengths of neodymium. There's like neodymium 52 or 35 or something. I think I go with the stronger kind.
It would make sense.
It's neodymium 50 something.
That makes sense. Stronger.
Yeah, I made that whole video about magnets, and they're like, "Are you using the rating, the 52 rating, or the 35 rating?" I'm like, "Oh,
I don't know.
I just published a video, and I don't even know what you're talking about." Like, oh my god,
Mr. PhD.
I don't know. These suckers seem pretty strong. I don't know what to tell you. They're
nice.
You get cheap out and buy the the inferior neodymium. No.
Well, I got this project a while ago from somebody, I can't remember who right now, but they sent me a bunch of Necromunda models, and they were like an experiment with little neodymium magnets, and they aren't the ones that hold very well. And so like all of their arms have been drilled and cut, and all of these kits are like put together, and you kind of like the arms they're just flopping on there, and it's like, oh no. There's like a real nice one of the newer Necromunda kits, and it's like they're all just floppy and droopy, and it's so sad. So at some point that's going to be like the thing that I go with, and now I know like I got to buy whatever it is.
So glass is half full. You can use the magnets that came with those secondhand Necromunda models to figure out exactly the pose that you want, and then you get the super glue. You figure out exactly the pose, you figure out exactly the armaments that you want for each of those, and you glue that sucker in place, because you don't need to be dealing with that.
Probably not. And they're not like huge models either. It's like,
right.
Yeah, it would be, it's a mess. I stripped them all down, and I started making that video like a year ago. And then I was like, this is a big project. I cannot do this in like 2 weeks. So I stopped and just switched to something else for that period of time. But I have all the video. It's sitting. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like half made, I got to get there. So someday.
I know.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna super glue it. I can't. I would feel so bad to be like, so here's what you do. If you have magnets, you abandon that idea and you just glue it down. Yeah.
No, I did that. There was a Jazza art box a couple of years ago. Yeah. And one of the things in that were a squad of 5 Puppets War, like future Marines minis sort of things. And I think the torso attached to legs, but then there was the nice clean cut at the shoulders and at the head, and actually at the wrists too.
Oh, nice.
So it was the arm and wrist attachments. The resin had little cavities that were purpose made to put magnets in.
All right.
And it was pretty cool, but I wanted to dry brush those minis, so I couldn't have like hit it with the dry brush, and then the arm and the wrist falls off, and you don't, and the paint doesn't go on any of that.
Yeah.
So I ended up using all that modularity, which is cool and fun, and I'm glad that's an option. And I was like, all right, that's where you're staying. You got to really pose it around and try different things out and strategize. And then I got the super glue.
Just absolutely defeating the purpose of magnets and modularity. But, I get it.
Well, someday I'll sell those on eBay, and you can get them. And when you strip them down, the super glue will come right off, and you'll have... back to basics. You can do what you want with it.
Now, I don't know the reactivity with paint, like if it does anything, but there is super glue debonder. If you just put a little drop on those, they might just pop right off and be fine. And you could clean the magnets and your paint would still be fine after you're done. So just throwing it out there. It's possible.
Yeah. It's, the super glue debonder that I've looked into is an organic solvent, DMF, dimethylformamide. It's an organic solvent that probably will mess a little bit with the paint, but you could probably be surgical and get those bits apart. Yeah. It's an option. It's doable. Yeah. Not too worried about it.
No, not worried at all, actually. When was the last time you pulled out your Jazza Puppet Works models? Or Puppets of War?
Every once in a while. They're funny looking guys.
They are funny looking guys, yeah.
As there's actually one guy with a pretty cool mustache. If I ever make him a mustache video, he's getting a special shout out. Yeah.
Nice. Oh man.
What else we got?
Oh, I've been working on I painted a Victoria miniatures model, which I've been meaning to paint for a while. I bought it like 2 years ago. And I've since also purchased the STL of it and printed it several times, and I still haven't painted it. But I got the Sister Preacher Seraphima. Yeah, that's her. Or Sephima, whatever it is. Yeah, the little bald chick that either has a sword or a book. And I painted her up, and I got her put together, and I put a little book in her hand because I wanted to test out some of those the sweet Goblin Hobby stamps, you know.
How'd it go?
It went pretty well, actually. I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. I got a little fleur-de-lis in there, and I got some like text because we have like real thin blocks of text for like, you know, books and flag thingies that hang off of thingies. You know what I'm saying?
And if you're like hanging receipts,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like CVS receipts.
Magnet neodymium receipts that are on the armor, just to make sure you can walk out of the store with it on, that kind of thing. So yeah, those types of things. Also, in the actual like the picture that the model comes with, there's a real cool like little freehand little fleur-de-lis on her head. And I did use the like small one that we have on that specific plate, and just stamped her right on top of the head, and it looks pretty legit. So I've been pretty happy with this model. It's also just a really cool model, and it's one of those that I got not having any intention of using in any kind of army, just because it's pretty rad. So I'm just glad I got to paint it after a long time. Yeah.
Did you buy that at last Adepticon?
I did, like 2 years ago, Adepticon. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I bought a bunch of stuff from, I guess it was the Trenchworks booth, and Victoria was there.
Yeah.
But I bought a bunch of the different, basically these, I guess the Seraphima type models or whatever. I don't know what faction they're, whatever they call them. I don't know what they are, but they're great. And I bought a bunch of like the little halflings too. So I got those.
Yeah, the little sniper dudes.
Yeah. And then like Dave threw in some like parts for them too. So I have like a sprue of heads and some like guns and stuff. So yeah. But I've just been sitting on those for a few years, and I figured since this year's kind of a year, you know, we're gonna throw up. I wanted to have at least something nice to put in the little. We're taking like little mini collapsible cases to Adepticon this year to like have as display at our booth. I actually found some pretty decent like little cases, and they have little acrylic stair step displays on the inside so that we can look at everything and see everything. There's like little LEDs that are in there that it's real tiny though. So I'm hoping that I can get some good minis in there. I've been going through all of my models, like trying to figure out how to, or what to bring and like how I'm going to get it there. Cause you know, it's kind of tough to bring a lot of models to a convention.
What I do for that situation is get a hard Tupperware or Rubbermaid bin, and then bubble wrap. Individually bubble wrap everything and put it in that bin. And Asks airport security to please be careful with it.
Yeah.
Are you bringing that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you are. Okay.
Yeah, one of the models that I have that I'm holding up in front of the camera is a Knight from 40K. I mean, that's not a small model, and it's pretty fragile. But this is one of the like a real nice ones that I did that, is prime, like keeping secrets, it was a year ago at this point. Almost 2 years ago. Geez. But it was early days, keeping the secret, putting the stamps on it and trying to pass it off as something it wasn't. So people didn't, catch on necessarily and they didn't. But I want to bring it cause it's a really cool model and it's like, look at this cool stuff on it. So yeah, I just have a ton of little things that I think, bubble wrap makes sense for, but this, I don't know. It's going to be interesting and I hope it doesn't fall apart.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. My method works best for smaller models, but I think you could do that with that. Get some bubble wrap on that big boy.
Yeah. And bring some super glue too, maybe.
Yeah. Absolutely. I always do that at conventions. That's one of the things that goes into my toiletry bag is a smaller bag with a stick of super glue in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have been to many conventions. This is our first time trying to run a booth, and we'll see if the booth looks cool or not.
Dude, no. Listen.
Okay.
We're going to have a legit booth, okay? I know what's coming. Brent doesn't know what's coming because I made it all and ordered it, and it's coming. But it's sweet. I promise you. You're not going to miss it. If you walk by, you're going to be like, oh, that's their booth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's going to be good.
Right on. We will be at the Trenchworks booth at Adepticon shortly after this video drops, or this episode of Paint Brave the podcast drops. So, cool.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Now that I'm trying to think of like the days specifically, but yeah, just a couple days after this episode. So,
that's right.
See you in a couple days.
See you there, buddies. Yeah. See you there, pals.
Not bad.
Right.
Not bad. What else you got? You've been doing some painting and such, yeah.
Yeah. So when I went to Gamma, I told you that I met up with the Steamforged folks and got to see the new plastics that they have for Warmachine. Mm-hmm. And the starter kit legitimately looks really good. Like I'm holding it up right here, and so as soon as I got home from Gamma, I ordered up the starter kit for Warmachine with the new plastics. And I mentioned in the last episode's Paint Bravely that the mold for the hips, the hard plastic, is in 4 pieces. Mm-hmm. So that allows for some interesting undercuts. So a lot of the big cannons in this little starter set are not cannons that you put 2 halves together. They're not cannons that you have to drill the barrel out on. It is a single piece cannon. Yeah. A single piece cannon that has like a pre-drilled barrel. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a super deep cut, sure, but it's enough. But it's enough. Yeah. Little indent that you paint black and looks pretty dang good. So I have assembled that starter kit and gotten a pretty good start on the paint job. Nice. And this is a situation where this is the first Warmachine anything that I've ever painted. Mm-hmm. I've never painted a Hordes or a Warmachine or a Steam Jack, Ward Jack, any of that. So I just went straight box art.
That makes sense. Just go for it.
Normally, with the vast majority of minis, I like to try to make up my own paint scheme, or I'm feeling like green today, or orange today, or whatever. But the box art for the Warmachine starter is just a nice red force against a nice blue, and that sounds good. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
The classic red versus blue. Like, you really can't go wrong. It's a good combo.
So this has been a rare situation where as I'm painting, I keep pulling out the box and looking at it and like, that little bit's black. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, this is looking good so far.
So, thanks, buddy. Well, yeah, doing the box art kind of lowers the stress a little bit. Mm-hmm. Just handing over those choices to somebody else
Yeah.
is nice. It is nice.
I mean, it is. I do like painting the box art for that reason, because it's like, ooh, how can I make it look as good as this thing on the box? Like that. It's a nice kind of challenge, and you don't have to think about those choices. So yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So as it was going, I can give my initial impressions on it so far is like the plastic kits are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're maybe too many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these infantry-sized models on a 30 millimeter base, some of them had 20 pieces for one infantry-sized model.
That's a lot of pieces.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, not that the camera's going to pick it up so well, but I'm holding up one now. And this is just like a dude or possibly a butch lady. I'm not sure. What, short hair either way. Anyway, we got a warrior in, kind of powered armor looking stuff here. And they're holding an axe and a knife, and they've got some axes on their back. I think this was 21 or 22 plastic pieces to glue together.
Really?
Which is getting to be a bit much. It's getting to be a bit much.
It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. And I mean, I get that, like, just by comparison, because we have to make it, it's like GW boxes have some weird combinations. Yeah. But I think that's, like, it's a little bit easier once you wrap your head around how those things fit together and then go, okay, but it's like 4 parts.
Yeah. If this was a GW model, between 3 and 7 pieces, probably, if it was a GW model. But as it was, this character, both of the knee pads were separate pieces, both of the shoulder pads were separate pieces, and there was some of that stuff like, I wonder if there might have been a way around that. I will say that the keying and the quality of the casts were very good, so that everything did fit together very nicely.
Okay. That helps a lot, honestly. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely spent I think like 3 days worth of my hands-on hobby time assembling that box, which it could have been a day and a half.
Depends on who you are, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of like mold line removal, mostly clean up. Yeah, so.
And my brain agonizes over those things.
You go pretty hard on the mold line removal, for sure.
I am. I was even taking off some of my primer. Like I got
like, oh no,
built. I took my sweet time building those models, getting as many of the mold lines off as I can, and still while I'm painting that, I was like, I missed a piece there. I missed a mold line. There. Partially because I was cleaning 21 bits of mold lines to put this together. But but yeah, those mold lines bug me. But I'd say the overall quality of the plastic kits is very good. The keying, everything fits together tightly. Kind of, it is monopose, so everything fits together in a particular pose, but it's all really well keyed and fits together well.
Nice,
but some of them have too many pieces. That's
I could see, like, at least for the shoulder pads, knee pads kind of thing, like those are usually nice to not have on. I wish for even some GW models, like Stormcast models, that they just weren't attached, because I'd like to paint them separately. Because sometimes it can be a huge pain to do that, but maybe draw the line there.
But like I said, this is my first set of Warmachine, and I think you and I were both out of the hobby when Warmachine and Privateer Press was at the apex, the height of their power, and so I think we both kind of missed the original excitement about this setting. But as I'm spending time with the models, I can understand why it was like an actual competitor for the Warhammer system.
Oh yeah,
they are cool minis, and there's enough of like a fantasy element to them, because it's like power armor with just a little bit of steampunk mixed in, and the recommended colors are bright blood red and bright blue, and that's the kind of stuff that I like. Those bright colors enough of a fantasy world so that you can paint them however you want,
Mm-hmm.
and you can try wild, paint scheme combos and all that if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's enough character to each of these that, like, I understand now why that setting was doing pretty well back in the day. And in the last episode, talked a little bit about the fact that because this is a rebirth of Warmachine, and a lot of people have some memories of the death of Warmachine,
Sure.
that we'll see how this goes. But since I was not around for the bad feelings of the original death of Warmachine, like, I'm pretty excited about it. Not that I'll ever sign up to play a tournament or anything like that, but I've been enjoying painting these two little forces, and I think there's some hope there.
Yeah, I mean, I have been told by people. In fact, one of the people that got me into Warhammer when I was younger, was an older brother of a friend, right? He switched around that time when Warmachine was huge, right? He switched straight up, and he's like, "This is just a better game. Like, this is just way more fun. There's less models, and they're still awesome. Like, there's no reason not to just play something like this. Like, if he's going to a game store to have a good time, like, he would much rather have done that." So he almost got me to buy some. I was on the edge. I had them like saved in my cart kind of thing, like online, and then other things happened and whatever, But I'm happy they're back, because I have heard that the game's pretty fun, and it is something I want to check out more. Also, Warmachine on eBay is a pretty deep, like, treasure trove. There are things. So there is a distinct possibility. Like, if this is going places and it's cool and it's fun to do, like, I'm definitely down to look for some old cool models that people liked,
Yeah. I'm tempted to buy a few old rule books.
Mm-hmm.
So the modern incarnation is going hard on the phone app or the tablet app for rules and tracking the progress of the game and the like. But since I have never experienced any of this, Krylocks and Kador, and hold on, I don't even know the two names of these, like,
I think it's Kador. But I could be wrong. Kador. So that's how I've always heard it. I think said like Kador, because there's the Kador Red, and there's like Menoth White, and they're like all the paint names go with
Kador Red base.
Yeah, it goes with them. Just like you do, I guess, with the fantasy naming schemes. But at least in this case, it's like, well, the red army is this army. That is the red for this army. This is the color. So I get that. I get it.
Signar. Yeah, we got Kador, and Signar. And if I had been around at the right time, I would have known that, because these, I'm sure, are famous and obvious things to some people. But
yes,
I wasn't. For me, this is diving in for the first time, and
nice.
I'll learn those names eventually. But what I was saying is that I would like to check eBay to find just a few old rule books, like flip through, look at the pictures, learn the names of the basic factions of the setting, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, it's a good call. I think it's worth looking into, especially, dude. Like, they're making those fancy kits now. Like, come on, I gotta see that. I gotta see that stuff.
Yeah. Well, all right, that's my update on Warmachine.
Nice, yeah. So me and my kid, he's here at spring break. He's actually in the room here with me right now. He's being quiet.
Spring break.
Yeah, I know, right? He's 8, so it's not the same. But anyways, we've been painting some Hot Wheels cars. I printed out a whole bunch of Gasland stuff, little bits to add to the cars. So we got some glued up yesterday and primed, and he's gonna be painting them today. So we're gonna be working on that after we're done with the old Paint Bravely. But yeah, it's been a minute since I painted my Hot Wheels cars, and it's a good time. You should try it. It's fun. And just cause I want to reiterate that and bring it some more attention, don't spend $9 on a Hot Wheels car. They're $1.
Go easy, man.
I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
You go to the grocery store and get yourself some snacks. Yeah, for $9, you can get a 4-pack of Monster Energy drink and a Hot Wheels car.
And a Hot Wheels car. You have yourself a real good day. Oh, man.
Four white monsters might be too much to make one's Gaslands car, but it might be the right amount.
It depends.
Exactly
it depends on
right.
the type of, if you go for a truck or something, something real fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, those white monsters. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I had to stop. I had to stop with those. It's no good. Can't do it.
I like them as a little treat.
Yeah, no, that works. That's good. That's probably healthy. Not healthy, but a healthier mindset than just be like, I need to pound 4 of these before I do anything. Yeah.
I was coming back from the oral surgeon, got my stitches out. I was like, I could use a little treat. So I got myself a 4-pack,
There you go. Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Energy drink. Gives me power. Fuels the hobby progress.
Unleashes the beast.
Yep. As they say.
They do. They do say it a lot.
Oh, I don't really watch TV.
I don't either. No, actually, Monster, weirdly, okay. No, Monster, they sponsor a lot of like music festivals. So they usually have like a booth where you go in and you get free Monster. You just stand in line, you go in, they give you an ice cold one, and you could just keep doing that all day. So yeah, imagine that with like 90,000 people just running this huge line into the Monster booth, just getting free energy drinks all day. That's what
actually
that is.
Gamma had that with
Did
Red
they
Bull.
really? There you go. Yeah.
The Gamma trade show had 2 people walking around with those little backpacks that dispense Red Bull cans.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I guess my brain didn't really process that at the time, but I had a couple of Red Bulls at Gamma just because there were
Dude, they got you.
handing them out. Like,
they got you. You're just like all of a sudden it's in your hand. You're like, where did this come from?
All right,
I've got wings.
All right.
No.
That was a pretty good convention for free food, I gotta say.
That's good. Jeez.
Yeah, they had plates of cookies and free Red Bull, and
all right.
I didn't have to buy too many meals. That was pretty good. I brought my normal convention bag of almonds to keep me going.
Look, okay, I've been thinking about this. Like, as much as I like almonds and peanuts and such, like, we got to have something a little more substantial this year. This is like 4 years in a row of doing conventions, and like I feel like we're hungry the whole time. And you're like, but nuts will hold you over, and it's like that's sort of true, but like it doesn't. It doesn't.
Every year Zambies walks by while my blood sugar is dangerously low.
It feels
this has happened multiple Adepticons in a row now. Where Zambi's like, here's a snack.
This food.
Oh, thank you so much. You have no idea how much this means to me.
She gave you like a power bar last year and something else. The year before was a mass amount of Chinese food that like we're just not going to eat all of this brand new food we just bought. Like, oh, okay. That was okay. I mean, that was good. That was, to be fair, that was all
we
good.
got half of a pretzel, like one of those giant pretzels one time.
But see, it sounds sad when you start to say it like that. We were just so hungry. We were eating our almonds, and someone gave us half of a pretzel. I'm just saying we can
spend
do
all
better.
our money on miniatures, and yet we try to go to a lot of conventions every year. So we try to save money and not buy multiple $25 meals every day at a convention.
I can see that the logic in that, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's fine.
You see how far a $7 bag of almonds can get you, but
I mean, it gets you far for like a couple of days, and then it really stops you in your tracks, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, like you can wreck yourself on a diet of almonds, okay? I'm just saying there are other things.
Yeah,
we got to be working hard for like 4 days, okay, or 5 days in our case.
But we get to sit down. That's gonna save us from any. Yeah.
We're gonna be doing demos. Come hang out and do some demos.
I don't think we actually purposely signed up for chairs. I don't know if we have chairs at our booth or if we're gonna have to steal some while nobody's paying attention. Don't you narc on us.
I'm okay with
if you see us sitting on chairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll be stealing some chairs. Yeah.
I didn't know there was a sign up for chairs. Is there really? I hope not.
I don't know. We were just talking to Black Magic Craft Jeremy. He's like,
No.
I got some tall chairs for my booth.
Oh,
Like,
no.
wait, you got chairs for your booth? What are you talking about? Your tall chairs sound great. How do you do that?
He like had them flown in.
We know where to get some tall chairs.
At least
that's what this comes down to.
Yeah, we can beat him there, and that's fine.
Get her. I'll bring my disguise. I'll bring my Jeremy disguise. I'll get my
the original.
stilts.
Yeah. Get the stilts out. Get that weird moose head.
Yeah, I'll try to squeeze into my black skinny jeans. Get a black T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shave my head despite having a full head of hair.
So yeah, we'll have some chairs. Like we might be sitting up a little bit high. In that case, like our tables are normal size, but we'll make it work. Sounds good.
We'll make it work.
I feel like
we'll see you all there too.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh man. Yeah, it's mostly
what else we got going.
That's mostly what I'm doing right now. Is just trying to figure out how to pack for leaving. Because it's always like I feel like there's always like things to bring. We got people being like, oh, what armies are you bringing? We're playing these games. You got to bring this and that. And it's like, I don't know. I want to do all the things. I can't fit them. It's too much.
Right. On my packing list, I mean, I'm starting to get essentials for conventions. You gotta have super glue. You gotta have almonds or some other sort of semi-real, non-perishable food that fits on an airplane.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
I like to bring instant coffee.
Sure.
At home, I'm in the habit of having a cup or two of coffee every day. And I'm not going to be spending $5 a cup for on-the-road coffee. That is completely out of the question.
Out of the question. Yeah.
Yeah, I will use hot water from the bathroom sink and instant coffee if I need to. But I bring my coffee thermos and I bring instant coffee.
Yeah.
And almonds. Yeah.
Coffee and almonds is not a good mix. I'm just gonna say it.
It's fine.
It's delicious.
It's fine.
I'm not saying it's not delicious.
I'm gonna bring my menthol cough drops.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I learned in the last year. Is you end up talking so much at a convention, or at least we do, that it was at Nova, and it was maybe on the second day of Nova, where I was talking to somebody in the hall, and I just started hacking up a lung. I was like, okay, it's too early for this to actually be an illness taking hold.
Right, yeah.
And I'm trying to talk to this like, no, I'm not. I am not completely infecting you with something right now. I don't know why I'm coughing like this, but I cannot stop it. I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Cough drops make sense. Soothe the throat, not coughing up. Yeah. No, nobody needs any kind of con crud or,
It's not going to prevent con crud, but it will allow you to keep
exactly.
talking.
Instead of coughing. That's my point.
It'll allow you to talk instead of coughing.
Yes.
And of course, earplugs, just in case your roommate snores. You bring earplugs just in case.
Good call.
And also, you don't know where your hotel room is going to be. Actually, at Gamma, I had the loudest road noise hotel room I'd ever been in. Really? It was on the third floor, and it was just adjacent to not even a main road, but a road that motorcycles love to go really fast down for absolutely no reason at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
It's like the closest out of the way quarter mile that you can get, so people just go on it.
Yeah. So get you some earplugs, some menthol cough drops, get you some instant coffee, some almonds or other snack mix, maybe some power bars. That's a good idea.
That's not
a
bad.
Dang good idea.
Yeah.
That'll allow you to cheap out for a couple of days. But eventually you're going to have to buy a real meal.
I mean, yes. And I think going the chicken tenders route is always a good option. Just load up on the protein. So we're going to do that, but we're going to buy multiples this time. We're not just going to sit around for 30 minutes and buy one, because that feels weird.
Yeah. I have memories of last year of us getting the chicken tender boats and going up to our room and sitting in the room for like 15 minutes shaking while eating chicken nuggets.
So we had to eat it like 3 days. Yeah, coffee and almonds. That's where that's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Just saying, this year's gonna be different. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making, and I'm just saying it in front of all these people so that they can hold you accountable.
Yeah, we got to find Zambies earlier in the convention. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, she's got the snacks.
She got the snacks. Yeah.
Oh,
We gotta find her and get some snack advice. And yeah, Adepticon is in Milwaukee this time. We'll see if there are better local options for gas stations or actual grocery stores. Or
I've heard that there's a lot of stuff just like just across the street. It's like a huge mall kind of thing with tons of stuff. So I've heard that's not bad. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Milwaukee before, so yeah.
I've been twice. Once for a couple times to use the airport, but once for a baseball game, and then once to be a background extra in the movie Space Cop by Red Letter Media. It's Space Cop starring Rich Evans.
So funny, dude. Yeah, go check it out. It's on Amazon.
Is it?
I don't know. I think it is. It might be.
Yeah, I bought the DVD from their website. I bought the digital download from their website when it came out.
Yeah.
Not a great movie, but it is pretty funny. That just happened to be like the weekend that year that my parents had come out to visit me in Wisconsin. And so actually my parents are in Space Cop, the movie also.
Even better, a family activity. Oh, dude, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody else in that scene. So that scene was at the very end of the movie where the mayor is giving Space Cop the key to New Milwaukee and saying, "Thank you, Space Cop," and the whole crowd cheers and yells, "Thank you, Space Cop." And anyway, the whole crowd basically looked like us, or basically looked like the attendees at a game store.
That makes sense.
Like it was the people who watch Red Letter Media and love the Phantom Menace review and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
And the whole crowd just looked like the contents of several local game stores just pooled into some benches in a park. And that is my parents there also. Yeah, Space Cop. Yeah.
That's so good, dude. Oh man. It's
so yes, I've been to Milwaukee. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's a good memory.
I don't know it intimately well, but yeah,
you know that
I've
section.
got a few core memories there.
Right? That's a big deal. Sounds good. Yeah. Someday when you're older, you giving people tours. That's right there. That bench right there is where I was sitting when they filmed Space Cop.
That was the setup for the last joke in the movie. It's the
Is it really?
Whatever. I don't even remember what happens in the movie, but the action of the movie happens, and New Milwaukee thanks Space Cop for helping him out, and the crowd cheers, "Thank you, Space Cop, thank you, Space Cop," and then he goes home to his apartment, throws his crap ass, this thankless fucking job. That was just the last joke of the movie.
So good. Now I kind of want to watch it because, like good, bad movies like that are good, you know?
Yeah.
Did you ever do what I said and watch Evil Alien Conquerors?
Nope. I've entirely forgotten this conversation too.
Several conversations,
beyond not taking your advice.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, have you ever watched Hot Rod?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I watch?
I've got another friend who I keep telling to watch Hot Rod.
So get on that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's a good
It's
movie.
a classic. Yeah.
Evil Alien Conquers.
Yes,
I'm going to write this down.
You need
this
to
time.
watch that movie.
Yeah, in case I ever open our note file from Paint Bravely 132 again, Evil Alien Conquerors.
It's never going to happen. This document is...
I got it down. I got a note right here.
Yeah. Well, good. I'll just keep reminding you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure someone besides me has seen this and can vouch for the movie. Should be good.
somebody's in the comment section is saying something about Evil Alien.
Well, and the good news is, whether it's the best review of that movie or the worst, it's going to make you want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do trust you on things like this.
I'm glad.
I have no memory of this conversation or these conversations.
Somebody else is going to be like, yeah, it was episode 78, 42 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, that's right.
Here you could clearly hear Brent saying, yes, oh yeah, sounds cool,
movie.
buddy. Yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, oh, that sounds great.
As soon as we're done with this conversation, I promise. Echo. Yeah. Oh man, I kind of want to watch it now. Might do that. Might do that right now.
It's good thinking.
Mm-hmm. You got anything else?
No. I primed some Argoratoria minis.
Oh yeah.
And I continue to be excited about these little guys. But yes, that's the 15 millimeter fantasy rank and flank thing I was talking about last time. Yeah, I primed up one of the armies, and I continue to be excited about them. But that's gonna be well after Adepticon at this point. So
yeah, for sure. No, I know what you mean.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah. Well, in that case, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Paint Bravely. If you enjoyed this podcast, please help us out by leaving us a review on iTunes, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and sharing this message with your hobby friends. And as always, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening, and we will see you at Adepticon.
See you at Adepticon.